Hey, I'm going to try this again. For some reason, just now I was recording. Oh, I know why I was recording. It was not for some reason. And it decided to stop. So I don't know if I've accidentally pressed a button, a shortcut button or something on the side of this phone. This is a brand new second-hand, but new to me, iPhone. And it was my first experience actually of buying a second-hand iPhone in Korea, or any phone in Korea. But the reason I'm going to do this little short vlog, let's call it, is because I'm at a TempleStay. I've done one of these before last year. Last year was a little bit different in the fact that I gave up all my devices for a couple of days, gave them to my friend who's actually a Korean Buddhist monk, a nun, known as Sunim. And this time, I've already stayed 5 nights this time around, and I haven't given up everything. But not only that, I have no obligation really to leave at a certain time. And we've also got a museum, which I'm walking to now. It's a good 20-25 minutes away. And I'm trying to do this without losing the light. And there's a cafe there as well, and I love cafes. Now, so it is a proper temple, or proper temple stay. They do proper temple stay programs. You can join in with certain things, and some of the, depending some people pay to stay at these places, and you might be part of a fixed program. Now, I've got a slightly different scenario. I have joined in with a couple of things, but I just wanted to, have my own time and get things done as well. But I am trying to switch off when I can, literally switch off with devices and just switch off and think. The next part of my trip, be careful I don't trip. It's so great in Korea with all these mountains and foresty areas. They've got the steps all sorted out. They've got toilets every so often. You've got a toilet. I mean, Korea is full of having toilets everywhere, and it's a brilliant. It's a human right to need the toilet. To go to the toilet. Anyway, sorry, I'm drifting off the subject. Sometimes I get enthusiastic about certain things that Korea gets right. The trains is another one, and the system. So this time around, I'm staying. Well, I've already stayed 5 nights. I'm probably going to stay a couple more nights. Get a ferry over to Jeju, and go and see the activists there at the Navy base where I normally go to. Not far. It's in the Seoul area. But this time, staying at the temple, it's been a different thing altogether. It's the same friend of mine, Sunim, and it's down in Gangjin-eup, because if people know towns in Korea, you can have the certain area that's called the EUP, or the Hangul version of that, and Gun, which is kind of a certain part of it, where Up is kind of I think you would call it the main part of that town, and the Gun is the surrounding bit. I think that's the best way of explaining it in my crazy terms. So I'm walking now to this museum cafe, which I've been to already. I've actually been to the cafe twice, but the museum was closed yesterday. And sorry, I'm moving this around too much, but I'm trying to get the light. This might not be any good. I also want to do a podcast episode for our Not So Korean podcast, because I haven't done one for a while, but I've also got, I'm editing one at the moment, interview. But this time I'm trying to do this while walking, and there's so much to watch your step. You've got to watch your step, of course. Sorry. Let's pause it. Hi. Hi. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, no.
Nice good day.
And you, good day. So I'm going to try and do this. This camera is better than last time. My other one, I'm doing an episode about buying a phone in Korea on the Korean podcast, the Not So Korean podcast. So we have to walk up, then we walk down. We eventually get to the museum, and it's Dasan Museum. It's a guy, artistic guy, but in exile. Apparently a lot of these port towns, you used to have a lot of people in exile that stay there, and they might then become creative, or they were already creative. I mean, I don't know, I think of it maybe like the UK, where you have seaside towns, but people get pushed that way for other reasons, maybe drug problems, and, you know, maybe not on the run in the same way as maybe someone in exile, or that's been shut off. I mean, even to a degree, Buddhist temples are exiled, you know. They're not these days. Well, years ago they were perhaps not as accepted. Anyway, so we're not, to put you in a, well, how can I explain this? To put you in a picture of where in Korea we are, if you go to Gwangju and you keep going down, you'll end up in Gangjin. And if I came from Busan, hang on, there's someone else here. I'd rather not do this while I'm with people. I think there's a way to go up to the peak up there of the mountain, the San, but I'm not going there. Not right now. And yes, so these towns. So if I'd carried on the train, I got the train that went from Busan one time a day to a place called Bosong, and I got picked up by my Sunim friend and brought to Gangjin. Now, if I'd carried on, I would have ended up in Mokpo, and I could have gone to see the Seoul ferry, but I didn't. Sorry, as I say, I can't kind of walk and get this light right, so I have to make do with this. So here we go, we're going down now, which is easier, but it's not, you know. Like these places in Korea, you know, forests and woodland, and not only do you have toilets every now and again, you have exercise area, you have all this. They've really carved out a walkway, steps, or if we're still filming in a minute, there'll be some material that's, you know, like a flexible road kind of thing, I suppose, pathway. And yeah, so I'm rambling again. This wasn't I'd have to stop to actually think about what I'm trying to talk about. So I just thought I'd put this one up there onto YouTube at some point anyway. So this particular time at the temple, 5 days so far, I'll probably do another couple of days, and then head to Jeju. But this time it's been interesting because I've met some interesting people, not only ones that are staying at the temple, but I mean, bear in mind when you come to a temple or a TempleStay program, the idea is that you shut yourself off to a degree, unless it's a group activity. At lunch, at the meal times, which are set times of the day, of course, you have the option of getting up at 7 a.m. for breakfast, or having them first, the late breakfast, early lunch at 11:30, and then you have another meal at 5:30 p.m. which is actually correct for the way your body's meant to be anyway. We're not meant to be eating 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. in restaurants, you know. Your digestion system is meant to be, you're meant to be finished eating by early evening, really. And it's temple food, the best kind of food. I mean, if I could have somebody, if I had a friend, or if I employed somebody to cook me food, temple food, it's just whatever kind of Korean food you've had before, when it's done in temple style, bear in mind they use, nothing gets wasted. So you've got that to bear in mind, but also it's this, the type of foods they come up with. You're being inventive as well, it's delicious. And, lots of kimchi, of course, samjang or sambap style food with lettuce. And we've just recently took in about 300 or more cabbages for kimchi, the Kimjang festival, which is happening. And We also took a load of radishes in, but there was actually a group of 7 temple stayers, young people, and they helped. So, and it actually got the job done very quickly. We were all doing it, passing the cabbages to one another, taking them indoors, and some outside actually, because there's so many. So it's been a mixture of activities, you know, doing 108 bows, sort of threading a bead every time. But a lot of the time it hasn't been activities, and I've just been chilling and not so much meditating. I do that as a practice anyway in the mornings, but I don't do as much as I should. I don't do as long as I should at all. I used to. I'm trying to book my ferry. I'm trying to plan my next stage. I'm going to be meeting, hopefully, in Seoul, Andrew and Debbie, friends of mine who I've known for more than a decade, and we're involved with some activist things together, as well as other interests, other cultural interests, Korean cultural interests. Hopefully meeting them in Seoul before I get my flight. My flight is the 9th of December. And yeah, I'll be coming to this little area in a second, which I just want to show you. Not just because it's got the famous toilets that I'm talking about, toilets in general, but because they're everywhere. I mean, it really is something, you know, the metro system in Seoul, you've got toilets at every station. When I drink a lot of fluids, I am getting old, you know, and there's a time when, if I was in London getting a long journey on the tube, I had to think about these things beforehand, you know. But with this now, this is beautiful. First, this lookout here. Now look at this. Now, it's a shame I've got the camera pointed this way, because it'll be better resolution the other way. But I'm gonna send. Now look at this. This is astounding. We're probably about halfway to the cafe now, but I've come from that way, I think that way, and going down, we'll start to go, well, we carry on going further down now, but past some Dasan Museum, which is a sign here. These few buildings which we're coming up to now are, I guess they're replicas or refurbished, or well, you go down a bit. This is that walk stuff I was talking about. And these have a significance with this individual I'm talking about, and the museum is related to that. So someone told me this, that, you know, this is these particular places. These are not toilets. These are sort of Hanok style houses, but clearly it's very new and up to date. And the wood, actually you can smell the wood. And there's some information here. Donggam was the house where, okay, you see this. Hopefully that's not reversed. No, that should be okay. There are some people I can hear. So there's a little stream here, kind of a makeshift stream with wood, because I remember I saw this before. This little pond here. You can see the water trickling where my finger is, pretty much. Yeah. And so it's coming from up there. But this lovely view here, I think we're about 2/3 actually. We're 2/3 of the way to the museum, really. Although you get to an open road area, here's some people coming. So this is a part of that. There you go, there's the sign for the Dasan Museum. There. And also one of many public toilets. Must stop talking about toilets. So we're going to... how am I going to do this? So I'm just going to show you this building. This place. Another one of these beautiful Korean style buildings. And there's the one we've just been at. Just going to jump over here and keep walking. Oh, it's great having this bigger memory on my device, on my phone, because I didn't have this, which is why I needed to get a new one. Or a replacement phone. I've now got 3 phones, but I'm not using them all in the same way. There's the toilet sign, which is Hwajang-sil, and there. And in Korea, in South Korea, you'll find these everywhere. So we're carrying walking, beautiful steps, obviously made for this. And so, yeah, so this TempleStay, different. I've met some great people actually. I've met this guy, married to a Korean. Oh, it's a Korean. He's Ethiopian, Italian, and she's Korean. But he used to go to Kingston University, and I used to live in pretty much New Malden, Kingston. So it's a small world. So I've got my rucksack on as well with my laptop. So I'm not as... Well, it's probably actually steadying me, if anything. So let's walk down here. And here's that material again. You can get some water there. Have a little... There's actually a stream. But yeah, this stuff all the way down. I'm probably going to stop this in a second. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but I really can't focus on it while I'm walking. But I really also wanted to show you this. We're kind of going up a little bit of a mountain area and then down again. We're going down now to get to a cafe. And again, last time I would never have had... I mean, Buddhist monks or nuns, they're not against having coffee every now and again. And I might have a coffee, you know, or a tea, or I might even have a piece of cake. And that's not what you normally do at a temple. That said, occasionally someone brings in a treat from somewhere anyway. This is not being a Buddhist or even a Buddhist monk or nun. There's obviously a tomb there. It doesn't mean you can't enjoy these things. Everything in moderation, to a degree. Everything in moderation. Yeah, so this, I think I've been in Korea now, probably, actually it might be 2 months to the day. It might actually be 2 months. No, almost 2 months. And I've got less than 3 weeks left. I'll be going to Thailand afterwards, coming back to Korea probably next year. It's also the 10th year anniversary of Seoul next year, so I might be in the country for that. And I'm also putting together a documentary relating to the Seoul, the ferry. If you go on Instagram, actually, I've created a new account. I haven't posted anything yet. I might have posted a story or something, but I haven't posted a post. It's district_Seoul, District Seoul. And there's a reason behind that, and that will come clear. It's a documentary. It's a documontage, really. It's not a straightforward documentary. It's perhaps another tribute. Best way of explaining. But filmed mostly in Mokpo, where the ferry has laid for many years now. So we're coming down, and I'll probably stop this when we get to this area, because you'll see civilization, and that's what I'm heading towards because of the museum and some beautiful hammocks here. It's a shame I don't think I can. Not sure if I can turn this around properly. Just gonna. Oh, we're almost 20 minutes recording here, so we're coming down. You can see some houses, hanok style roofs, the Korean slate sort of tiles. I'm sorry, I'm trying to. I don't know if you want to see the front version or me, so let's just walk like this. Hi, that's Hannah. And Gangjin is very well known. Well, sorry, it's famous for. There we go. not so much hammocks, but it has got hammocks, but pottery. Pottery is what it's famous for. Yeah, so here we are. So they've got these modern buildings, but they've kind of, got a similar roofing style. Okay, rather than me waffle on and not explain much, which I'll probably save that for a podcast, like an audio only episode. It's a lot easier to get my thoughts out when I'm not filming it, and I'm also not walking up and down a steep area. Now, I might find time today to do that around here, but I didn't really want to do any of this sort of creating while I was away. I've been in this temple 5 days so far. I don't know if it's going to be 2 more days, 3, or I don't know, but I will have to at some point move on, because as I say, at some point I'll be leaving Korea. So I've worked my way I'll pop over to Jeju. Getting the ferry to Jeju is also something I haven't done before. I've always flown there. I will be thinking of Seoul probably when I'm going there, because that was a ferry, but it's not the same situation. But then I'll be back in Seoul, I don't know, a handful of days, if that. And then I've also got a good friend who's looking after a case in Seoul, and I really appreciate that. I've also got a couple of friends in Bangkok looking after cases. Now that I'm living in Asia and I keep moving, I'm not going to keep moving, but I am at the moment. So yeah, I'm kind of chasing. Oh yeah, I was going to say one more thing. I was going to mention this in a podcast, but I feel like I'm cheating the seasons a bit, because I'm going south when it's winter. This is the latest I've ever been in Korea, and I deliberately staying for a week of December to have that, so I can say I've been in Korea for some of December, because it's one of the months I haven't been before. I've still never been in February and March. Sorry, January, February. Yeah, I don't think I've been in March either. Oh, I can't hold this camera any longer. So let's finish it here. What I was going to say was, yeah, I'm kind of cheating the seasons, because I've gone from Busan to here, but going to Jeju, it shouldn't be as cold as it would be in Seoul right now. It's a lovely day today, and it was yesterday here in Gangjin, but it wasn't when I arrived 5 days ago. And I kind of feel like I'm in Korea for winter, but I'm really cheating the winter. I'm not. I'm not in Seoul. I'm not in the coldest area. Well, let's see what it's like. I saw some snow for the first time in Korea. Well, I saw it settled, but I didn't actually see any falling. But there was some at the mount in my accommodation. Of course, these temple stays and the rooms, they're heated. There's Wi-Fi as well, but there's heated flooring, which dates back for a lot of Korea's history, really. And I've learned some of this stuff more recently. Look at this dog here. If you can see. Yeah. Okay, and let's do this. Let's just for a laugh finish it. There's a toilet block coming up. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with toilet blocks. Cafes, toilet blocks, fonts, underground stations, all these things that are very South Korean. At the same time, I'm sure other countries, I might go to Japan next year for the first time ever. I've been to Korea now 9 times. Perhaps it's time, after 10 visits and more than 10 years already, to pop over to there. So that building there is the museum. Yeah. And I think it's open today. Again, they're going for the same hanok style thing here, but a kind of concrete, I would say hanok just because of the roof though, but it's not, that's not the proper term, I believe. Lots of exercise things again, these lookouts, these lovely This is very synonymous with Korea, and definitely synonymous with Asia even, you know, you could say. So that's that, and I might as well just show you, sorry, a bit closer, I might as well just show you the cafe and pizza place, which is also, they have their own honey. Got thousands of bees or hundreds of bees outside. So that's just at this brow here. So that's the museum. You can see loads of sculptures and statues and things. I'm not going to go in there with filming this with this. That's if it's open. It wasn't yesterday. Mondays in Korea, things do close sometimes, depending what the business is. So you see over there, it says pizza, coffee, and there's a load of bees. Let me just walk you to the bees. Hopefully I don't get chased by the bees. But they make honey and they make a delicious pizza. Yeah, cheesy, and it's vegetarian one, but it's I mean, they might do other styles, but they do that. But it's got honey. It's glazed in honey. That might not sound right, but it's got the right amount of cheese, tomato, that it's not, you know, Korea do like their sweet things sometimes. So these are the bees. See? So many bees. You can see them there. I don't know if you can see, but that's where they are. Okay, and that's it. So as I walk to see if this museum's open before I go and settle in the cafe with my laptop. Oh, it's terrible lighting, I'm sorry. I will say goodbye. That's a long video, but I might split it into two, I don't know. Okay, that's it, and see you all soon. Bye bye.